Next in line of our recent Oscar baitable films of 2023, well, that was very Oscar baitable, but only received one nomination this year for Best Original Screenplay, which is very interesting, in my opinion. We have May-December, released by Netflix, indeed, starring the best of the best, Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore as a Hollywood actress and a homemaking, cake-making housewife, respectively, who meet under not quite the best of circumstances. Gracie Moore having an affair and falling in love with a 13-year-old 7th grader, and then getting married, starting a delightful little family. This little controversial true story becomes the next treatment of a greenlit movie that Elizabeth Portman will play Gracie's role, and she will do anything to bring Gracie's isolating and, that word again, interesting, story to life. Literally watching every move she makes, every single gesture, and getting even closer to her husband, Joe, now an early 30-year-old, played exquisitely well by Charles Melton. For those who really discount this film, I believe in my heart, they didn't get it. Director Todd Haynes always loves to make genre pieces. Look at his beautiful catalog like Poison, Velvet Goldmine, Carol, and the great partnership of films with the mesmerizing and iconic Julianne Moore with Safe, Far From Heaven, I'm Not There, Wonderstruck, and now this partnership. And this one is totally a satire on Lifetime movies. You know, certain Lifetime movies on the Lifetime channel that are just so bad, they're freaking hilarious, overly dramatic. That's practically this, with a little extra sugar on top. That being great and committed performances by Moore, Natalie Portman, and Charles Melton. There's a lot of fun being had from Natalie in this role, as anyone would have playing an actress trying to get under the skin of a human being she's supposed to play. One of the best scenes in the whole film, and honestly, one of the best acting moments from Natalie, is that monologue she has in the mirror, imitating Moore's character with Moore's lisp on top of it. It's really hilarious, but also really captivating. All in one shot, of course. Her character does wicked and hilarious things throughout, especially picturing herself having an orgasm in the stockroom where apparently Joe and Gracie got caught having sex when he was obviously 13 years old and she being early 30s. With Marcelo Starvo's wildly out of place Lifetime music score playing. That's got to be one of the most campy touches of this whole thing, even though the score is very much inspired and practically a replica of Michel Legrand's music in The Go-Between. Used greatly there, but here, holy Lord. Sammy Birch and Alex McConaughey's original screenplay was apparently based on a real-life scandal of Mary Kay Letourneau's affair with a 12-year-old Vili Fualo being raped by Mary Kay, his 30-year-old teacher. After she was incarcerated, they were married for 14 years, had 2 daughters, but she died of cancer soon after they separated. Sammy Birch felt a little inspired of this, and thus, she and her husband Alex's screenplay was entered on the blacklist of 2020, which is kind of interesting, considering, yes, it's controversial content, but not to an intense level, compared to others, for God's sakes. Hands down, the best line in this whole film is that profile shot of Julianne Moore staring in the fridge, slow zoom, stop, we're out of hot dogs. Music cue. Gets me and everyone else every time. With all of its very, very mild ridiculousness, we have such a sincere performance from Charles Melton, which, to be honest, folks, I wouldn't have been upset if he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I really wouldn't, because it took me by the second viewing to really see and feel for him. I see the work he put in, gaining 40 pounds for the dad bod he's got going on, but the moments where he's on the roof, sharing a joint with his son, talking about life, and then breaking down in tears, sharing he's not sure if they're having a connection or if he's creating a bad moment for his son because of his messed up family life. Because it silently is. It's a daunting thing where you want to build a closer connection with your son, but you yourself have not really experienced enough of life to really give him. Your life was already taken away by the time you're 12 years old, and now you have this son and you don't quite know how to build him up in the world. It was all built on manipulation, abuse, and control, and he tries to get a valid, open conversation about their marriage with Gracie, but how she turns it on him is wild. He's yearning for such a different life because he's been forced into this since he was 12, as said, but it's as if responsibilities tear him away from it. And Julianne Moore's performance is, of course, efficiently effective, as you would expect. And I love how Moore was not focused on making her a pedophile, but a damsel in distress, which makes sense, looking at her youthful prince to save her from this hell. Fucked up, yes, but makes valid sense. What a calamity. I would say for a theater person, this film should entertain you. It's enough to have you examine character and get a couple chuckles from time to time. It is not meant to really be taken seriously, folks. It really isn't. I'm just going to tell you that. So be free to enjoy the dynamic of these characters, what they all want, and let Todd Haynes' very sensitive and passionate direction guide you with such precision of drama that you can understand and respect why it was nominated for Best Original Screenplay. All in all, I give May December a B-. Tell me, my friends, have you seen May December? What do you think of it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Listen in those comments and stay tuned for more reviews coming very, very soon. In the meantime, my friends, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll be catching you later.